Greetings and blessings, everyone. James Thomas Devitt here. It's been a while since we did our Q&A. There's only two questions, so we're going to do those two questions. And then I'll have some things to share as well. Okay, so first question is from my sister, Carla Smith Weber. Bubba. And for any of you who may be wondering about Bubba, it's a southern term which means little brother. So she calls me Bubba. I call her Sissy. So what about my spiritual walk is leading me down this path of such depression? Why can I hide it so well from those that know me best, but I can't seem to combat this in my spiritual pathway? Blessings and love to the group. For most of us living on this planet, we have become very, very good at hiding our true selves. We hide ourselves from each other. We hide ourselves from our families. We hide ourselves even from ourselves. Depression, there can be many reasons for it. One, it's something that an individual has chosen to experience in a particular lifetime, and they've chosen to experience it and overcome it, not allow it to get the best of them. Sometimes we experience it because we don't like who we are, or we don't like who we've become. There was a time, well, for a long period of time in my life, I was depressed. And I generally didn't show it to anyone. Of course, my depression was stemmed from not liking who I was. Always feeling like I wasn't good enough. Always feeling as though no matter what I did, it just wasn't the way it should be. I've never been one to have lots of friends or anything like that. I've always had a lot of acquaintances. And we do get very skilled at hiding those aspects of ourselves which we would classify as being negative. Give me one moment. I'm going to pause for a moment. I need to plug in the computer. All right, one moment. Okay, all good. So, you've been through a great deal in your life. You've had to acquiesce to other people, both family and non-family. You've had to put up with a lot of loss and change in your life. There have been times when you haven't even known where you fit in. All of these things add up. To move beyond this, you need to focus on you. You need to start making choices for your life and for you that are the best choices for you, not for other people. Not because you think other people would want you to do it this way or that way or whatever. You have to do it because it's what feels right to you. You avoid talking to certain people because you don't want to bring them down. You don't want to feel bad and have others people feel bad as well because you feel bad. There are those that you can talk to, like me, that if you just opened up, it would make things a lot better for you. walk a spiritual path is one of the toughest, hardest paths to walk here. We see what's going on in the world, and we try and walk a path where we treat people with respect and dignity, and, doesn't matter what religion they belong to, what color their skin is. It doesn't matter if they're nice and healthy or if they have health problems. None of those things matter. We do our best to treat people with honor and respect and love. It's the point of this group. People can come and have different beliefs, but not be judged for it, not be criticized for it. They can explore as they choose, or not choose, or read the messages or not read the messages, or whatever they wish. This is a place of sanctuary. But what we also have to realize and understand in our head, things change. So it's better not to get focused and rigid on where we are in a particular moment, because things do change. You want to move through this? Start making choices from your heart. For you. Not what is best for anybody else around you. Here for you. That's what you have to do. And talk. I'm always here for you, Sissy. You know that. Now, the next question is from Catherine Tilby. We make choices before we incarnate here, and we have our guides and angels with us on our journey. However, is it possible for someone else to adversely impact our journey through the choices they make? Can their decisions bring about a shift change that derails your own journey temporarily or even permanently? Thank you and bless. Catherine. Depends upon the choices that we make. If we make choices that are strictly around us, then generally other choices that other people make generally will not interfere with that. However, if we do make choices and it's like this is a potential for our path, and there are other people involved in those in that occurring, in that happening, then of course their choices can have an effect upon our choices. It's happened to me as well. It can temporarily derail your own journey, certainly, but that's temporary. As far as permanent, nobody can change your path permanently except for you. Period. End of story. We do make choices before we incarnate on the planet, and we sit down with our guides and we go, okay, these are the things. These are the things that I want to experience. These are the things that I want to do. And because of this, they go, okay, and let me give it to you in a kind of a different perspective. Usually when I explain this to other people, this is the scenario that I come up with. You get together with your guide, you say, these are the things I want to balance, these are the things I want to experience, these are the people I want to interact with, this is who I plan on marrying, or I plan on marrying all of these people, plan on having X number of children or no children or whatever. So when you are born, it's like you walk into a room through a door. When you walk through that door closes. And you go, whoa, cool, look at all the pictures and all the things in the room, wow, cool. And so you live your life, and you're on one level, you're living your life here. On another level, you're moving through the room, going, "Well, I want to go experience this or that," or, "Oh, it's time for this," or "It's time to meet this person." Well, you see, the thing is that maybe they've chosen to meet you as well, and then when the time comes, they've gone through certain things, and they're like, "No, thank you," and they move away. And sometimes they can go, "Okay, well, we'll put that on the back burner for the moment, and that'll come back around later on." Or it may just be a situation. This was the only time that could happen. This is why it's so important to be fluid in your life, not to be so rigid, not to think this is the only way things can happen, this is the only way things can transpire. We have to be fluid, we have to be open to not only receiving and to giving, but we have to be open for the signs that Spirit is giving us. The choices of others can definitely affect our path temporarily. In truth, never permanently. Because if it's something you really, really want to experience, and because of choices made either by you or by others that you don't experience it in a particular incarnation, you can always come back and experience it in another incarnation. That's why it's important to be fluid, and that's why it's important to look at the signs. When one door closes, another one opens. If a door closes, find the open door. You find a closed door, push on it gently. You don't need to have a running, quarter-mile run up to it and slamming into the door. Just try it. If it opens, great. Walk through if you want. If it doesn't, just walk on. It's fine, Sometimes it can be very annoying when we feel something very strongly that we're supposed to move in a particular direction or do something that in a particular way, and then somebody else makes a choice, and all of a sudden we're left going, but. That's happened to me more than once. Trust me. Very important when that does happen, don't dwell on it. Say, okay, what's next? Move on. Hope that answers your question. We will do another Q&A later on. If you like different questions, then please go ahead and ask them. Now, this is in regards to the announcement that I made recently. I am joining up with Galactic Connection. They're based in San Diego, California. I will be offering my personal Akashic Scrolls through them. Later on, I will be offering the spiritual life coaching and guidance sessions over Skype. Right at the moment, that's a little bit difficult as trying to find the right amount of time with the time difference. When it's like 5 o'clock here, it's 8 o'clock in California, but in the Midwest it's 10 o'clock, and on the East Coast it's 11 o'clock at night. So trying to do sessions on Skype might be a little bit different. I have created a new email address for the readings, which is Akashic and Skype sessions with an S at the end at gmail.com. Our offer is continuing, $50 for either one. Once the Akashic readings go live on Galactic Connection, then for any new readings, you will need to go through Galactic Connection to order them. Current clients, feel free to continue to contact me, and we can organize through us, as it were. But all new clients will need to go through them. That will be coming online fairly soon. Some changes are going on at the moment, so some reorganization, and we'll go from there. This is a very exciting time, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit in this manner. It's a little bit easier than trying to type it all out, which can be a pain in the backside sometimes. When Janice and I went to Israel, we did several activations, and I know that a lot of you see what's going on in Israel at the moment. The conflict, if you will, between some of the Palestinians and the Jewish people there. Having been there and traveled around the country quite extensively, actually, I can tell you that the majority of people, whether they are Arabs or Jews, Christian, Jews, Muslims, whatever, they want peace. You don't see that on the news. I remember we went to a bakery in Jaffa, the old city of Jaffa, which is in the southern part of Tel Aviv, and all the guys had these orange shirts on, and across the chest was Jews and Arabs were never meant to be enemies. We walked down, also in Jaffa, we walked down to the beach, the Mediterranean Sea rather. And they had a gathering going on. This was the night before we went to the bakery in the morning. And they had a tent set up and all these people there, and the writing was in Hebrew as well as in Arabic, and they were all talking about peace. A large gathering took place in central Galilee with Jews and Arabs, and in essence their message was, pull your finger out, we want reconciliation, we want peace. Most people in Israel don't want conflict. They want peace. The issue is between the Arabs and the Jewish people, which in truth isn't really anything to do with the Jewish people as it is to do with the Jewish government. And it's a lot of political mumbo jumbo, and it's sad. We walked around in the old city of Jaffa. We walked around the markets, and most of the stallholders are Jews. And yet in the old city of Jerusalem, many of the stallholders were actually Arabs, as well as in the old city of Nazareth, there were Arabs. This will give you an idea of how they view tourists, foreigners. Janice and I went to Nazareth, and we'd already been on our tour and everything, and had rented a car, and we had driven from Tel Aviv through Jerusalem out to the Dead Sea, and went floating in the Dead Sea, and up to Tiberias, and went to Magdala, which is the ancestral home, if you will, of Mary Magdalene, and swam in the Sea of Galilee, and we went to the mineral pools that are 3,000 years old. Amazing. Went to Nazareth, and we stayed at a little guest house, which was near on impossible to find. Fortunately, we found an open tourist center, and they called, and Ihab Nasser, him and his wife Tia, and their son, also named Ehab, owned the guest house, and Ehab, the son, came and found us and showed us how to get to the guest house. And it was a great place. It was right in the center of the old city. And after dark, Janice and I decided to go for a little walk, and so we come out and we went to the left, and we're just walking. All the market stalls, of course, are closed and everything. And we saw two gentlemen dressed like, I don't know, imams or whatever, Muslim gentlemen. And they stopped and they looked at us and they said, "Where are you from?" And we said, "We're from New Zealand." And they were like, "Fantastic! Thank you for coming. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time." We felt welcomed everywhere we went in Israel. In Haifa, Nazareth, Tiberias, Qumran, Masada, the Druze village, the Golan Heights, the Jordan River. Wherever we went, we were welcomed, we were embraced, we were shown love and honor and respect, and it was magical. Came home and people were like, "Oh, did you experience a lot of trouble?" No. Don't buy into all that the media tells you. Change is happening. It's about bringing things into balance. It's about trusting your heart more and more and more and more, and following your heart, following your guidance. Don't play the games. You have to begin to honor who you are. You have to begin to embrace who you are. A lot of people don't like talking about the other side of the coin. And for many, many years, I have avoided talking about the other side of the coin. I firmly admit that I am not a light worker. I'm not a dark worker. I don't do the light and dark. I'm not part of that. I know that a good majority of the people in our group here are light workers, and that's great. And there are some people in our group who are dark workers, and they're just as welcomed as anyone else. And they, as we all know, no one mistreats anybody here. But there are those in this world who are working diligently to bring about some real negative change in this world. When we come together in a place like this group here, and we share our stories, we share our Elavok. The story of your daughter was amazing, Lulu sharing about her surgery, Anna sharing about her son's surgery. We share what's going on in our life. We share what's happening. We share insights. We ask for assistance from each other. This is what this is about. This is helping to put into this planet an energy of tolerance, of acceptance, of allowing each other to be who we are. And that's what it's about. But there's another side to it. There's combating what's happening, what's going on. I'm not asking any of you to do that. I'm just having a corridor, having a discussion, if you will. This planet is a planet of duality, density, illusions, games, all of it. We get really impatient. We want things to happen. Please happen now. But our life, from birth to death, and if we live to be 100, in the grand scheme of things, is just a little drop in the ocean, if you will. Spirit knows what it's doing. Forces are gathering. So I'm asking you for your assistance in this. And this is the assistance I'm asking for. That you trust in your heart. That you trust in your guidance. That you don't take shit or crap or anything else from anybody else. You follow what's inside. There are those gathering to fight the fight, if you will, to counteract those who would control, would destroy. They've had free reign for a long time, but the forces are gathering to counteract them. But what's also needed is people living their life day to day from their heart, recognizing the fact that they are sacred, recognizing the fact that they are of God, recognizing the fact that we are all on this journey together. Life is never going to be the same. Sean has mentioned a few times now about the energies being pretty intense, pretty, that's going to continue. The current shifting of energies is going to continue up until the solstice in December, the latter part of December. And then things start. For the last couple of years, last few years, things have been going around being put into place. This year, as I have mentioned numerous times in writings and everything else, it's the year of choice. For many people next year, our choices are going to start becoming manifest. And it's going to change everything. It's funny, New Year's Eve comes and, you're celebrating and, Happy New Year, And for the last several years, I've thought to myself, wow, I wonder what this year's going to bring. I wonder what changes are going to happen this year. In January, New Year's Eve, this last New Year's Eve for me, I had no idea I was going to start a group on Facebook. I really didn't. I didn't think that I would find family members, and I did. I didn't think my father was going to pass away, but he did. And although I knew I was going to go to Israel with Janice, On New Year's Eve, I still didn't quite know how that was all going to come together. And I had no clue of how amazing it was actually going to be. We still have a month and a half left in this year. What are you going to choose? What are you going to do? Time to make a choice, once and for all. If you would like more information on a Skype session or on the personal Akashic Scroll, email me at Akashic and Skype sessions at gmail.com. I will put it into the message when I post the video as well. Realize you're sacred. You're not alone on this journey. You're never alone. Even in those moments of despair, when you're thinking to yourself, nobody cares, nobody's here, you're not alone. Catherine, you mentioned about choice. That was your question. You can always change your choice. So can other people. Choose from your heart and allow Spirit to direct. Many blessings to everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great day. Do something really, really nice for yourselves today. Do something that honors who you are. Because whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, you deserve it.